Welcome back, guys. In this video, we are going to learn what is the difference between two different types of statistical analysis. The first one is descriptive statistical analysis and the second one is statistical inference. Now, these two are very popular among the statistician guys, and we are going to look at the major differences between these two. Let's get started, guys. So what we will do, we will actually look at the definition of these two statistical analysis first, and then we will try to understand the differences between these two using examples, right? So now, if we look at the definition of descriptive statistics, we know descriptive statistics provide you different type of measures or numbers that we can use to summarize the data, right? Whatever data set you are working with, whether it's sample or you are working on a population, it tries to explain the characteristics of that data, right? So whatever you are working on the sample, you are working on the population, it will try to summarize and give you meaningful insight from that data, right? Now, when we talk about inferential statistics, it's a different type of statistical analysis altogether, guys. Now, in this, from the name itself, inferential means we are trying to infer, we are trying to extract or predict something, right? Now, what we do in inferential statistics, guys, we actually try to draw the conclusions about the population by examining the sample or by analyzing the sample which is being extracted from the population, right? So in inferential statistics, idea is to actually infer or make decision about the population from the sample, and this sample we extract from the population. I hope the definition is clear. Now let's try to understand these two using example. Now if we take a simple example, guys, of let's say the one which we are using so far in our series, that is average data scientist salary, right? Average data scientist salary. Now, for this particular task, guys, we want to understand or calculate what is the average data scientist salary in India. Let's right. So this, for this particular purpose, what is our population? Population is all data scientists we have in India, right? So that will be our population. Population of all data scientists in India. Right? Can we work on that? Definitely not. That's why we need statistics, because we cannot always work on the population. So now in that particular case, what we will do, we will extract the sample. And for that, we can use sampling techniques, right? That we have already discussed in this series, guys. So you can check out the second or third video from this series. You will find different techniques we have for sampling purpose. Now, what is the definition of the sampling techniques or sampling process? Sampling process helps you to extract sample from the population without introducing the sampling bias or minimizing the sampling bias, right? So what we will do from this, we will collect the sample of predeterministic number of units in that sample. So let's say out of all these populations, we have taken a sample of 1,000 data scientists, right? Now, the first important part is you have extracted the sample, you have to characterize that sample, right? You have to explain or summarize that sample in a meaningful manner. For that purpose, we use descriptive statistics. Okay. So all the measures we have depends on your analysis which you want to do. You have different type of measures from descriptive statistics like central tendency measure, mean median mode, measure of variability like standard deviation, variance, interquartile range, measure of shapes like skewness and kurtosis. All of those measures you can use to characterize this sample, right? And let's say for this particular example, we need to calculate the sample mean. That sample mean is coming, let's say 10 lakh. So now the sample mean, what we have done using our descriptive statistics, we summarize the sample. Using this sample mean, we have summarized the sample and we are saying the mean of this sample is 10 lakh. So this is our descriptive statistics. So in descriptive statistics, whatever data you have, As I said earlier, whether you are working with sample or population, you have to summarize using different numbers. Now, once you have done this or use this descriptive statistics, the second step is in this process is to infer this information of sample mean to the population, guys. Now, the second step is inference about population, right? Now, this particular approach or whatever analysis we will use, that will belong to the inferential statistics, guys, because we have our sample, we analyzed it, we summarized it. Now we are inferring about the population from this sample, right? So now for this purpose, we have different tools. Like first one for this particular case, which is more relevant, that is parameter estimation, guys, right? Parameter estimation, where we have two classification. One is point estimation, right? Point estimation, where we are saying that whatever sample mean is, that is approximately close to the population mean. But this is very generic, guys. We like in being a statistician, I never recommend this because we never get to know how much close our sample mean is to the population mean, right? So that is why point estimation is not very popular. But a part of this point estimation, we can use confidence interval, guys, which we are going to learn throughout this series, and definitely we'll spend a lot of good time on this. So confidence interval, it will give you a probability, confidence level as well, by saying that our population mean will lie between a upper bound and lower bound, right? So average data scientist salary will lie between A and B. That A and B, how will you get? That you will get from using the sample, right? We will talk about that. So now what we are trying to do, we are inferring about the population, data scientist salary in India from the sample, from this 1,000 sample units we have extracted from the population, right? Now this is one way, this is one type of statistical inference approach. There is another type of statistical inference approach that we call it as hypothesis testing. This is another very popular tool for statistical inference, guys, where what we do, we try to make decision about the statement on population characteristic, right? Simple example, Glassdoor, it provides information. It's a website which provides information about the salary of different designations or profile in the industry. Now, if they claim that the population, basically like the average data scientist salary in India is 12 lakh. Now, if you have to make a decision whether their statement, their claim is right or wrong, that decision you can make using hypothesis testing procedure, guys. Okay, we will also learn that. But idea over here is to understand what is the key difference between descriptive and inferential statistics. I hope you understood using this example, guys.